Oh, y'all. Hi there. I'm Juliette Miranda, and that's fucking awesome. Welcome.
That's a way to start.
All right, welcome to Bourbon Soak Live, the best place on YouTube to be for cocktails and conversation. Tonight, our topic of choice will be summertime vibes. And speaking of vibing, hey, David, the producer.
I'm vibing back here.
Oh, you look it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're getting all sassy back there on our fancy new bourbon.
Fancy? Okay. Maybe.
Well, fancy-ish.
Fancy-ish.
Fancy-ish. So hello to everybody who has joined us in the chat. Wheels is our gold star winner again. He was the first one here. So thank you. Thank you, Wheels. All of the gang is here. We've got the Drone Kings in Darwin. I saw Ginger joined us, the Whiskey Crusaders, Charles Ashworth, Construction Cronies, Donner Pass is here, Tarmac is here, Patrick Fulmer. Y'all, it's going to be a hell of a night because I'm drinking some fairly potent whiskey. I haven't really eaten anything since yesterday, so God only knows what's going to happen tonight.
It's going to be a long night.
Long night.
Great.
Brace yourselves. So what do you say we talk a little bit about this marvelous bourbon that I'm drinking right now? It's from a Louisiana distillery, which I've actually, in doing some research, have found that these are kind of few and far between because Louisiana really doesn't have the climate that is conducive to making bourbon and whiskey. Our water is a little funky, so you've got to purify it before you can do anything with it. And the climate here is just so humid and wet and damp and just, moist that is just not quite right for aging. So the bourbon that I'm drinking is sourced and it's blended, but it is bottled at this place called Sugarfield Distillery, and it's right outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And oh, y'all,
I haven't tried it yet.
Tasty.
I know, I haven't tried it yet.
Well, sip some there, mister. Drink up.
Well, this is, I just have larceny. I didn't pour it. Yeah.
I thought you poured the fancy stuff for yourself.
Nope.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. Well, never mind. I'll drink it all myself.
I'm a whiskey a-hole.
So let me tell you what this is. It's blended and sourced. Don't let that scare you away. It's delicious. And these are aged bourbons that it's blended. It comes from 5 different barrels. They range in age from about 5 to 7 years. So that they say this one, the average age is about 4.5. It is so complex. It reminds me specifically of Barrel Bourbon Batch 11, which for me is the holy grail of bourbons. It's the one that just blew my mind. It was so delicious. This is the closest I've come to tasting it again because it has that summertime flavor. It's got a little bit of the peach to it. It's got that kind of like salted caramel flavor. A little bit of oak in there from the aging. It's got some cornflakes a little bit, but oh, y'all, it is fan-freaking-tastic.
I'm looking forward to trying it. And what's the proof on it again?
Oh.
Was it like 90?
97 proof.
97.
And so this is their batch 4 release. They've done 3 others previously. I haven't tasted those, but apparently they come out every couple of months or so. Amazing. Amazing. Sugarfield, y'all. They are delightful.
Want to hold up the bottle?
Sure.
Because next, I want to talk about what we were going to feature tonight until we tasted it. That's pretty cool.
Lovely. It's lovely. So, yeah, I brought out another bottle of bourbon that David and I had last night. It's from High West Whiskey. It's their American Prairie bourbon.
It tastes like asshole. It was the worst bourbon I have put down my gullet.
I hate to shit on bourbons. If there's a bourbon I don't like, I just don't drink it. I don't talk about it.
Usually you don't talk about it. Yeah, you'll just pass.
But our response to this stuff last night was so visceral, and I don't know if it's because we got a bad batch, but it was weird. It tasted to me like Noxzema. It had a very medicinal flavor. It was ultra sweet. It was just, it was so different than what I'm drinking right now. I kind of just had to bring it up because normally you don't get that huge of a discrepancy in tastes in bourbon.
I thought it tasted like cow tongue and bird shit.
When was the last time you had either of those things?
Together or
yes,
separate?
Together.
Oh, not together.
I see that Whiskey Crusader says, sounds like a bad batch from High West. Their bottle doesn't taste like that at all. And that's why I said it could have been a bad batch. This one is 20B07. So
And the B stands for bullshit.
And the B stands for just blah.
That was hands down the worst bourbon I've had.
I hate to say that, but in recent memory, I can drink mediocre bourbon and be fine. I'm not so hoity-toity that I've got to sit here and drink my fancy, blended bourbons that have been aged. I'll drink Maker's Mark and be okay, but this just had such a weird, it wasn't funk. I keep saying funk, but it was not funk. It was just astringent and odd.
Yeah.
So,
it was, we even tried it. Well, we tried opening it up with some water.
And that was a mistake.
I should have used toilet water.
That was a mistake. And I have such a love-hate relationship with High West as it is. I've had their campfire bourbon. I hated that. I had their boar rye. I wasn't a fan of that. So for me personally, I'm kind of stepping away from the High West.
Yeah, I think it's time.
That's just me. I see we have a whole bunch of people who have joined us. Now, Patrick Fulmer says, shake it up to aerate it, then put it in the cabinet and try again in a month. Interesting idea. We're totally going to do that.
I'd hate to dump it out.
Well, otherwise I would just cook with it.
Right.
Let's see. Who else do we have here? Mad Kiwi has joined us. It's great to see you tonight. I see
Mayor Bear's here.
Mayor Bear is here. Donner Pass Whiskey. I think I called you out earlier. If I didn't, hello.
Gaffa's here.
Gaffa is here. So cheers, y'all. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And Whiskey Crusader says, it's okay. Our old tube bourbon tastes like horse shit.
Ooh. It's odd the way bourbon works. Sometimes, you just get that fluke batch that just isn't as good as the others. But, there's an art to making bourbon, and sometimes it doesn't always work.
And if it's a bad batch, quality control, I say, people. Quality control.
Yeah. But, the thing is, High West is also a sourced and blended bourbon.
Correct.
So, I don't know. But enough about High West. Let's turn this around so we don't have to look at that anymore.
Turn the label around. You make it sit in the corner.
You sit there and think about what you've done. Bad bourbon. So before we get to the topic tonight, which is Summertime Vibes, let me remind y'all what you're watching. It's Bourbon Soak Live. If you like the show, give it a fucking thumbs up, y'all. It's not hard to press that little button. You know where it is. Also, subscribe to the channel.
Holy cow. Yeah, you're like really... Juliette's a little over the top.
No, the thing is, it's so super easy to like something. So just press the little button. It's not going to break your finger. Do it. If you're feeling expansive, you could subscribe and also share this on your social media channels.
See, you got a little nicer there at the end when they had to actually do shit.
Please and thank you. And speaking of social media, let me tell you about hashtag Bourbon Soak Live. It's fancy. Hashtag Bourbon Soak Live is our little getting to know you routine. While you're watching the show, snap a photo of yourself or snap a photo of what you're drinking or make a meme if you're Ginger, who's super creative, and post it to Twitter using hashtag Bourbon Soak Live, and we can show it on the show. I think we got to pretty much everything last week, didn't we, David, the producer?
We did.
We
did,
I'm
just looking at it right now. Yep. We're all good, but
all right.
Put new ones out there. Awesome.
Yeah, so if you put up something during the show, just let us know in the chat, and I'll send my squirrel producer to pluck that nut from the tree.
You called me a monkey last week, and now I'm a squirrel?
Do you know why?
They're all animals you hate? I don't know.
It has to do with what you kept doing.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yes, there was a question earlier in the chat about whether or not David, the producer, has all of his teeth, and he does.
Thankfully, and I had to retire the commercial, so sorry about that.
Yes, so if you did not happen to catch the Debbie Does Dental commercial that I was in a few years ago, well, you are out of luck because that's been retired.
How do you currently pay for your dental care?
If anything big happened, I'd have a real problem.
We had to pay our last big bill over time, and we're...
Okay, one last hurrah.
You, my love,
That's all I'm going to be drinking
can
tonight.
only drink this.
I figured as much.
Only.
Hey, and we have the shape
And
here.
then I
We
will
have
beat you with the
William.
bottle.
William has joined us
Oh,
as
and
well.
Bob's Adventure is here. Jimmy C is here. Well, cheers, y'all. Whiskey Crusaders is having a conversation with Donner Pass Whiskey. That's all right. We won't go there.
Good.
Thank you for calling me Miss Debbie, Jimmy C. I really do appreciate that. So, y'all, we're going to be talking about summertime vibes tonight. And these are all of the fantastic things about summer that we love. Past couple of episodes have been getting a little angry and volatile. So I thought it'd be fun to just chill a little bit and revel in. We're at the midpoint of summer. So we have a couple more weeks of this left. And then for some of y'all who live in those stupid cold places, it's just going to go away.
Stupid cold places. You just came from one.
Yeah, but do I live there now?
Oh,
No.
Man, you are such an elitist.
Yeah, when it comes to weather, hell yeah, I am. Sunny days forever.
I'm with you there.
So if you've got comments, make sure you share them in the chat. We're going to be talking about things like our favorite summertime songs, best summer movies, and I thought we might start off by talking about some of our favorite beaches and vacation spots. Now, I know a lot of us can't do a lot of travel right now, but that doesn't mean we can't fantasize about it.
You know, I think a lot of people are doing for their vacations, for people that are, actually doing something this summer for their vacation, is that they're just driving. No one's flying. Everyone's just kind of driving to nearby states to where they can get to maybe a beach or some place that they really want to go, or even just go see family, right?
Mm-hmm, doing that little crossover routine. And that's what we do too. We were thinking about maybe taking a chance and flying out to Vegas for a couple of days, but decided it was
Nope.
just, I mean, we're pretty big risk takers, but that one was just a little too big for us. So instead, we're going to be driving to the most COVID-ridden place in the state, which would be Lake Charles.
Yes, but we're going to a casino resort, which would be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blast. We've never been there before. I've never been to Lake Charles. So since it's mentioned in one of my very favorite songs, I'm kind of excited to see it.
I cannot wait until all this bullshit's over and we can get back to Aruba.
Aruba. Oh, talk about beautiful beaches, y'all. They're stunning. There are flamingos that just hang out and walk around with you. I see Ginger says that she's in Michigan and they take trips to the woods to camp. Best summertime thing to do. I've never been camping because, quite honestly, I don't get along with nature so well. But so many people I know love it. Like my girlfriend, her name is Texas. Or I call her Texas. She and her family go camping all the time. They like doing things in the Grand Canyon, in Utah. They just did some fancy covered wagon thing.
What?
Yeah. They were glamping. Is that not the stupidest word ever? Glamping.
I think it's stupid, but if you can do camping a little bit elevated, I mean, that's the way I do it if I were to camp. Right?
Well, yeah, that's the only way you're going to get me out in the nature because I just don't mix. I mean, I want to. I used to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I loved running around in the fucking fields and climbing trees and shit. But then I hit adolescence and I became me. And that was out.
And that's a problem.
So did I see that we have a new addition to the Bourbon Soak Live hashtag?
You do.
Show me.
Want to see it?
Yes. Bring it on up.
Okay. Hold, please. There we go.
Oh, it's Ginger and Will. Look at them. Oh, you guys always look so stinking happy. And I'm liking the beard on Will.
Yeah.
Is that a whiskey sour? Looks like a whiskey sour. Cheers, guys.
There you go.
I see that our lovable scamp, Jerry, has joined us. Jerry's from the Bad Cop podcast. He's my favorite shit stirrer on the planet. And he is saying, covered wagon thing? Jesus Christ. And yes, Jerry, it was literally a wagon with a cover on it that they tricked out with fancy beds and air conditioning.
Did that trip come with polio?
No, it came with dysentery.
Yeah. Ugh. Boo.
Ginger says, we have a tent on top of our Jeep. Wow, that actually sounds kind of nice. I mean, just like take tailgating to a whole new level.
Exactly.
Although if I had something like that when I used to tailgate at Alpine Valley, I never would have left the place. They would have found me 2 days later, passed out in the bed of some van.
You see Donner Pass?
I was just looking at that. Having good luck going to, does that say?
Favorite Yuba River.
Yuba River swimming holes. Ooh, nice and quiet in the morning when everyone starts showing up. Bye-bye. That sounds great. I love going out first thing in the morning like that. You get the best of everything. It's pristine. It's just the sun coming up. You got a little bit of warmth. That sounds fantastic.
And Jerry says, where are the Indians at?
Well, Jerry, we ran them off the land. Where do you think they are? We have, hey, I see that the dude Rocks has joined us as well. That is fantastic, as has Container Man. Thanks for
Cheers,
being here, guys.
Just sip on this, what I'll call marginal larceny right now.
Yeah, you don't get any good whiskey. That's your penalty.
Apologies.
No, you have no apologies. Your apologies are no good here.
Yeah, I know this.
So since we are talking about summertime things, and I mentioned before that Lake Charles is in one of my favorite songs, let's start talking about favorite summertime songs. And the one that I was thinking about specifically is from the band, and it's called Up on Cripple Creek. And that just sounds like summer to me. You hear that and you are immediately taken to kind of like this cool 70s vibe. You're outside, you're drinking beers, you're hanging out with your friends. It's just got that great, cool spirit to it.
I still think of every single time that I hear it, even when it's not summer. But I hear a Beach Boys song, you cannot think of summer.
Oh, the Beach Boys epitomize summer completely.
Right. I think they own that whole genre.
Which is fascinating because Brian Wilson doesn't seem to me to be that kind of upbeat sort of person. So
the guy's never had a tan in his life. He's so white, he's translucent.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me that this guy is able to create these amazing, buoyant harmonies that he does.
Yeah. Oh, you see the songs coming in?
I do. For starters, let me just call it Elder Elder is drinking Old Forester Rye. Nice choice. Cheers to you. And he also calls out Billy Stewart, cover of Summertime. Good song. Patrick Fulmer, Boys of Summer. And we're talking, is it Bryan Adams?
Boys of Summer are...
No,
Don Henley.
Don Henley,
Yeah.
not Glenn Frey. Don Henley.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Very good song. And
Baker Street, Jerry Rafferty, great summer song.
I don't think I know that one, do I?
Oh, yeah. If I played it for you,
I'm sure I do.
Oh, I totally know that song.
Yeah.
Sublime, summertime song. Or summertime, not summertime song.
That reminds me of high school.
Sublime?
Yeah.
And Summertime Girls by Y&T. Boy, that's a deep pull from Jerry.
Jesus, that is a deep pull. Oh, I see Tarmac is calling out Sloop John V. I love that song from the Beach. I like the Beach Boys version of it best. And that is such a cool song. Just the harmonies in it, the sort of melodic intro to it. It's so perfect. Perfect song.
And you also have Mike Meyer calling out The Outfield, Your Love.
Great song. And speaking of the outfield.
Totally. What about the outfield?
Well, that song, Your Love, wasn't that written by, what's his name?
Oh, good old, what's his name?
Yeah. What's his name? Purple hair?
No, Jim Peterick?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he wrote that song.
I think he did write that song.
Maybe he co-wrote it. Who knows?
He wrote every song on the planet. But
Yep, Patrick Fulmer, California Girls, absolutely. Anything by the Beach Boys. Matt Kiwi says anything AC/DC.
That's so funny because I was just tooling through my CDs the other day when I was working on a podcast episode, and I came across obviously the Who Made Who song, Thunderstruck, great song great there from
songs.
Razor's Edge, great song. And obviously Shook You All Night Long. I mean, that song is, I think, every single concert moment I've ever had rolled into one. It's sexy, it's dirty, it's fun.
Elder says
that's what I put
Jerry
on my
Mungo.
business card.
Do you remember Jerry Mungo?
Mungo Jerry.
Is it Mungo Jerry?
I believe it's Mungo Jerry.
I thought it was Jerry Mungo too.
That was Mungo Jerry, but I could be out of my fucking mind. I have it on my phone.
Yeah. Look it
Hold,
up.
please. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm not certain. Oh, Waylon Jennings did a cover song of Sloop John B as
Ooh,
well.
I would totally dig that.
That we have to look up.
All right, I'm looking for Mungo Jerry artists.
And Jerry wants to know, Jerry, our
Friend
backup
Jerry.
Jerry, wants to know why I think Baker Street is a summer tune. I think it's because when it came out, it actually came out in the summer and was played
You
on
just associate
every
it with the summer.
AM station at that time. Played that song over and over and over again.
Well, unless I have
could
it,
not think of summer without that.
unless I have it incorrect in my phone, I have Mungo Jerry.
Mungo Jerry. Okay. Yeah, that was in the summertime. Isn't that who wrote that song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That one.
Oh, Swami says anything from Dick Dale. Yeah, that's
Surfer
that whole
music.
Surfer music thing.
I have a really hard time listening to surfer music, with the exception of the Beach Boys. It's too zany for me, I think. Maybe I just haven't heard the right songs, but every time I hear it, I just hear that twangy sort of,
But you can light Wipeout on fire. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus, we got lots of stuff coming in here. Tarmac is calling out Good Vibrations as a perfect song. And apparently he has been drinking again. This is our friend Tarmac. It's what he does. So amen, brother.
You know what? It's the best place to come drink is here because you don't need an excuse.
Elder is asking, is Eddie and the Cruisers a Rafferty track? And Eddie and the Cruisers, isn't that a fake band that they made a movie about, and they had that song, what was it, The Dark Side?
Yeah, but it was a real band actually did those songs.
But they weren't called Eddie and the Cruisers.
No, that was from the movie.
But he's saying Rafferty, and isn't that who that was?
No, it was Beaver something band.
Oh my God, I haven't thought about that in forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely, Beaver Brown Band?
Beaver Brown Band. Yeah. There you go.
What do you know? Sometimes I think. John Cafferty, Charles Ashworth gets the gold star. Thank you for
John
clarifying.
Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. That's what it was.
It takes a fucking village to get a single answer.
We're only partially slow. Eddie Cochran, another good one.
Summertime Blues.
Yeah.
There's a great song right there. That is so much fun. And I really enjoy listening to a lot of the music from the 50s. And I think my dad has a lot to do with that because it's something that I grew up with. So everything, Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, it sounds like summer to me. When I hear it, it's like I can smell grass clippings. It's just, that's how I respond to it.
And Jerry says it was the Brown Beaver Band. Of course, he's just being a smartass.
And Elder likes beaver. So I guess we all win here.
It's a win-win-win.
Yay.
Hey, before you get to your next topic on Summertime Vibes, do you want to talk about what's going on tomorrow morning?
I guess we can sneak that
Slide
in here.
That in there.
Some shameless self-promotion.
It's not really.
No, it's
actually
shameless.
It's going to be fun.
It's totally shameless. But David, the producer, and I are going to be on Compound Media tomorrow. That's the Anthony Cumia Network. And we're going to be on the morning show with Bill Schultz and Joanne Nosachinski. It's going to be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes. And you can go on over to Compound Media, and they have free trial subscriptions if you're interested in checking us out.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It's just an hour long, but it'll be something interesting.
Yeah, it should be a blast. It should be raunchy and fun, and who knows what kind of trouble we're going to stir up.
Well, those two are a blast.
They are a blast. They are totally a blast.
We had them on our virtual happy hour, and they're really fun to talk to. So we were lucky enough to get invited to come up on their show.
Now, I see Mad Kiwi prefers Naked Beaver, and I can't say that I blame you. There's a great movie called Zombievers.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have seen
Bill Burr's in that movie.
Bill Burr is in Zombievers. That's right. Oh my God. All the more reason to love this movie. It's totally over the top and campy, but it's one, speaking of summertime, let's just roll on into it. Favorite summertime movies. Now, Zombievers is a summer movie without a doubt, because you got a bunch of hot chicks running around in bikinis, and you got a bunch of angry beavers eating them until they die. How do you get any better than that?
Zombievers is great, says Ginger W.
Hell yeah, Ginger. It's the fucking bomb.
And let's see, Drone Kingston Darwin, who is on the other side of the world, he wants to know what's compound media. So it's basically a network of different shows here in the States that's behind a paywall. But if you go to the website, you could sign up for like a 7-day trial for nothing. So
it's the Free Speech Network, started by Anthony Cumia, who was
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony. He was fired from SiriusXM.
Started his own deal.
Started his own network because he wanted a place where he could say whatever the fuck he wanted to. And now he's got great comedy shows on the channel. In Hot Water is on there. Chrissy Mayer has a show on there. Lots of comedians. It's awesome.
Yep. And Hot Rod is my favorite summertime movie. That's from Swami.
Hot Rod. I don't know
Hot Rod.
I
don't know.
Don't know Hot Rod. You're going to have to clarify, Malton.
Do you consider Smokey and the Bandit a summer movie?
I consider that a Universal movie. That movie is good anytime.
How about Deliverance?
Ooh, there's a fun movie. Speaking of Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yeah. Ooh, squeal like a pig.
Yeah, I won't be letting you go on any whitewater rafting tours.
Nope. I'll be staying right in the resort.
So Container Man is calling out American Graffiti.
That might be the best summer movie ever.
Brilliant summer movie. I mean, talk about the greatest cast in the history of cinema. And all at their, like, just they're like babies in this movie. Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard. It's just Wolfman Jack is even in the movie. And Robert Zemeckis directed it. And it's just cool. It's got that 1950s spirit to it. They're all hot rodders and they're kind of on their last night of summer before they all go off to life or college or wherever. And it's one of those endless summer nights, which is probably my favorite thing ever. That night where you are so young and you're so independent and you've got everything going on.
Cruising around the town.
You're cruising.
Yeah,
you got
that is
chicks,
a great summer movie.
You got cool dudes. You get to hang out and drink. Just cool vibe.
But what kills me about that movie is you don't think George Lucas when you think of that movie.
I thought it was Robert Zemeckis.
No.
I thought it was Robert Zemeckis.
I will look it up.
You're the producer. You look it up.
Exactly.
So let's see. Patrick Fulmer is calling out Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's another great movie. And that one's right at the start of summer. So where American Graffiti is at the end, that one, Dazed and Confused, is right at the start. And that, again, it takes place in the 70s. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it, who, his all right.
Be cooler if you did.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
And by the way, American Graffiti was directed and co-written by George Lucas.
Well, I stand corrected.
Yes,
So be it.
And you think everything's Star Wars with George Lucas, but you don't think American Graffiti. At least I don't.
So what else? There was a movie I saw recently called The Way, Way Back. And it's an indie movie, but it's about summer. It's got that awkward guy who's, like 14 or 15 years old trying to figure shit out and learns how to kind of own his own self in the movie. And it's got, what's that kind of wacky actor in it that I like, that other one?
In which movie?
Way, Way Back.
Oh.
He plays the
I don't know what you're talking about.
sort of beach counselor.
I don't know the movie.
You do.
No.
Well, whatever. It's awesome.
Did you see we had another really good one? Easy Rider, great summertime movie.
That's a great movie, but it's hard to watch now. And just because it's so trippy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
It's
dropping
so trippy.
acid just by watching it. Although it does have scenes in New Orleans.
Ferris Bueller, great summertime movie.
Sam Rockwell, Charles Ashworth again for the win.
Oh, did I know that movie?
Sam Rockwell.
Yes, that's a good coming of age movie, good summer movie. Forgot about that one.
So Tarmac is calling out Cloak and Dagger because he watched it a billion times one summer when he was 12. Isn't Dabney Coleman in that? I
Dabney
feel like
Coleman.
he is. It's this kid goes on a detective mission. I don't remember it very well, but I do remember having watched it.
Yeah. And how could we forget Mike Meyer for the tip in here? National Lampoon's Vacation.
Hell yeah. That movie is a blast to watch. And I'm not a huge Chevy Chase fan. I like him in that, and I like him in Caddyshack, and that's about it. But that movie is just fantastic.
And do you consider Caddyshack, as you brought it up, a summer movie? I do.
I would
Because
absolutely say
summer,
that.
They were.
Yeah, it's because it's summertime. You
Yeah.
get Danny Noonan, who's, out of school and he's saving up money for college, and that's a
Right.
summer job.
Right.
I had a girlfriend try to talk me into being a caddy with her one summer.
Topless?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We were maybe 14, I think, 14 or 15.
Oh, yeah, then that's a little early to
And
be
I'm like,
topless.
yeah, they have laws about these things in this country. I was like, that sounds like an awful lot of work, all around golf clubs all day. No, I just want to lay and cover myself in baby oil.
There's two good entries here that I just saw. Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears, absolutely.
Only the first one with Walter Matthau. I
Yeah.
didn't like the remake with Billy Bob Thornton.
No, and I'm bummed about that because I love Billy Bob Thornton. I thought he could have made a great Buttermaker, but the movie itself was lame. But the first one, fantastic. And also what I love about it is that there isn't exactly a happy ending.
Right.
Not to spoil it, y'all, but the kids don't win the game. And that's okay. And it's good.
Yeah.
They've worked really hard. They fucking fail, but they own it and they're cool with it because they got that far. Unlike every kid movie today where everyone walks away with an award or, a trophy or a hug.
You got Container Man saying American Pie movies. Yes, they're absolutely summer movies.
We just watched the first two of those the other night. We were up until like 3 a.m. and they were on cable.
Yeah.
And the first one, great.
First one holds up. Second one, not so
Not
much.
except the Petey. The Petey part is fucking hysterical.
Yeah, I will give you that. And you know what? Malta de Montreal, Swami's got it right. Jaws is a great summer movie.
Jaws. Yeah, the movie that made people afraid to go swimming. Good call on that one.
Me included.
I didn't even think about that, but you're 100% right. Yeah, it's got the beaches. It's got the shark. Good call. Not my favorite horror movie, but definitely a good one.
Malta de Montreal, Sleepaway Camp 2.
Why not one?
Right.
What's wrong with one?
One must have, he skipped over one, went right to 2.
What, are you afraid of the mangled dick?
Yeah, I totally agree with him with Superbad. That is a great
Superbad. Nice call. Yeah, that's another start of summer movie. It's interesting the way we define summer, isn't it? I mean, you've got the start of summer movie where it's just freedom runs, and then you've got the end of summer movies, which are a little bit more sad. They've got that hint of it's all going away. Right now we're at the midpoint, though, so we don't have to really pick a side.
Right. And you know what? Creator Spotlight, I don't think summer when I think of these movies, but there's summer blockbusters like Avengers, and he brought up the one where Thanos won. I still never watched the last one, but I think those big blockbuster movies kind of scream of summer.
Well, they all come out in the summer, and
Right.
I know I associate them with the summer because we always saw them at the drive-in movie theater. So,
Right.
we saw the Guardians of the Galaxy movie at both of them at the drive-in. And that's just the best environment for something like that, where you can just sit outside and drink a beer and see the stars over your head while watching
Best
a
way
movie
to
like
see
that.
a movie ever. And by the way, we have Dave Larson join us. We have Creator Spotlight. So, hey, Mike, how you doing? And then Jenny Marseth.
Oh, excellent, Jenny. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for being here. Now, I got to go over to what Creator Spotlight says, and that's One Crazy Summer. Absolutely. One of the early John Cusack movies, which is so much fun. I mean, Demi Moore is in it. They all go to Nantucket, and there's a big regatta where they, are trying to save a friend's house. It's got everything a summer movie needs. And it's got cute and fuzzy bunnies.
And I happen to not like that movie. I don't like it at all.
Who are you?
I know.
Who are you?
Just saying.
I got to know why. Why do you not like this movie?
I think that they broke it up with the stupid cartoons all the time. And
But it was the 80s.
I know. They didn't need it. And I thought it was...
But they did, because it progressed the story. He was looking for love, and he kept getting steered in the wrong direction, and
No, pass.
the bunnies had machine guns, and
Yeah.
that makes me happy.
Pass. Tarmac says Die Hard, and yes, it was a summer blockbuster movie.
Die Hard?
Absolutely.
What?
Everyone thinks it's a Christmas movie. It's a summer movie because that's when it came out.
I do not get the fascination with Die Hard. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm not. I just don't care. There are dozens of other action movies that are way better than Die Hard. And I mean, Bruce Willis is fine, and it's got, what's his name as the villain? Rickman, Alan Rickman.
Yeah, Alan Rickman.
And I love that
the late,
man,
great Alan Rickman.
But yeah.
And Swami says, hot, wet American summer. Yes, it is a
Great
classic.
one.
That's
yeah.
a great one because a lot of people did get their start in that, like he said.
Well, and what I love about it is that you've got all these actors who look so much older.
Bradley
than,
Cooper's in that. That was, I think, his first movie or one of his first movies.
Maybe.
Then there was,
everybody's
everyone's
in it.
in it. I can't even rattle off the name.
I just love that it's making fun of the genre. You know, you've got all these actors who are clearly in their 30s and 40s playing high school kids as high school kids. I mean, and that was always my complaint about summer movies, is that everybody looks way older than they're supposed to, but here they're totally ripping on it. It's hysterical.
And then Tarmac's calling me out. So, and I get it. You know, it's not popular opinion, but I get it.
Creator Spotlight is also calling out Summer Rental with John Candy, and that's another 80s summer movie that flies under the radar when I really think it's perfect. And it's exactly the same thing as One Crazy Summer, only with John Candy in it and John Larroquette.
Right. Great movie. You know, great parts. It's not a great movie. It has some really funny parts.
It's got heart.
Yeah. Well, John Candy did too until it exploded.
That's so sad. It exploded. Great. Thank you for that image, David, the producer.
Yeah.
So kind of you.
I'm just saying.
So what do we have going on with hashtag Bourbon Soak Live right now?
Oh, we got another entry here. This is from Ginger.
Oh, was that their camping vehicle?
It was. Hold on. Let me
let me see.
up.
Let me see.
Oh, please. There it is. I think I have to blow it up so you can see it. They were talking about their.
Oh yeah, they were saying that they've
Jeep
got
with
the cover on it.
There you go. You can see it.
Wow. So that keeps you guys out of the bugs and snakes and shit, which is good.
That's pretty cool. I think
Very cool. So what do you guys do when you go camping? You just go out there with a bunch of booze and just hang out in the woods and
you get insect
watch
repellent
out for
and just
maniacs?
screw for 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Since you brought it up and it's summertime and all that, sex outside.
Oof.
Yay or nay?
It depends where outside.
Okay, well give me both. Give me a yay, give me a nay.
Like on a beach in the sand, you don't want that.
No,
you don't
what
want that
is
kind
the
of problem.
obsession with sex on a beach?
No.
It's gritty. It's uncomfortable. It burns if you're in salt water. No, just completely, hands down, no. It's overrated and painful.
Yeah, but if you have someone tied to a tree in the woods, that's different.
Well, that's different. And I mean, that's more fun. Well, I guess it could be fun for both sides. It just depends on your vantage. But sex outside in general, not my thing. I've never had fun doing it. It's always felt awkward. I've always felt like I was being eaten by something that I didn't want eating me. It's just icky.
Yeah, well, we talked about testing out the balcony.
Well, that's different. So there's outside, like being outside on a balcony, totally fine with that. Then there's being outside, like outside in nature, not okay with that. I just not. And it has nothing to do with the action of having sex outside. It has everything to do with the dirt involved and the bugs. I see somebody calling out mosquitoes. Fuck mosquito bites there. Okay, let's just say that.
Ooh.
Mosquito bite on your hoo-ha? Terrible. You don't want that.
Oh, see, we got conflicting things here. So Elder says fresh water, definitely out. He says, Container Man says, did it on Lake Beach at midnight with a full moon. That does sound kind of cool.
Well, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah. And then Tarmac says, yeah, I like it on the beach in Long Beach. He used to live in California. It was only 27 feet from the bar to the dunes.
Well, that sounds nice and easy and efficient, too.
You pick up the chicks right at the bar and just take them right to the dunes.
Well, closing time, right? You know, you can grab whoever you want and just be like, hey, baby, let's go out to the beach and see the stars.
Oh, see Patrick Fulmer? No, this I totally agree with. Yes.
In a boat
In a
at
boat.
night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you've taken away the element of
The water.
and
Being in it.
the
that is.
sand and everything. So are we talking like big boat, like cruiser boat or rowboat?
Pontoon.
You know, I mean, I've been in some pretty skanky fishing boats. So, but I like the idea. I like where you're going with this.
See, and Charles Ashworth, have to agree with him. Outdoor sex is what cars were made for.
Absolutely. You know, although
Backseat sex it can be good, but it's also a little bit tight quarters.
depends on the car. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so my dad used to have a Porsche.
Oh,
And-
don't talk about sex in your dad. Now I'm starting to get creeped out.
I'm not talking about my dad.
Okay.
Will you let me see the story through? So my dad had this beautiful Porsche. I stole it one night and went out with my girlfriend Crazy Town. She wound up having sex in the Porsche. And her DNA was all over that car because there was no room for sex. So the guy was sitting in the, I want to say the passenger seat, and she was on top of him. Now, mind you, we were pretty young. I mean, maybe 17 or 18. So, you know, I mean, she was a little thing, but still, like her butt prints on the window, I can still see them in my head.
That's good. Container Man says waterbed. I always hated waterbed.
Ooh,
Hated it.
Yeah.
Because you have no control. There's no ability to get any friction.
Yeah, I know. You need a little support.
Yeah.
You know, you need something that's going to give you some resistance.
Exactly.
And the waterbed is just like slosh.
Yeah. You just push one end down and just ride the wave.
Push one in and ride the wave.
Yeah. It's a little boring.
That's like cruise rock right there. That's yacht rock right
Yeah.
there. You know, it's an REO Speedwagon song.
Elder says houseboats. No, you might as well have sex in your own house then. It's no different.
Ginger says you need a towel for beach sex. Always have a towel. Yes, but the second you move, you know, you move a leg, a foot, whatever, you kick sand onto the towel. I mean, unless your towel is the size of a king size bed, you're going to get sand in there somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fan of beach sex. I gotta
No.
admit, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, you got to like rinse off after it and everything.
Well, of course you gotta rinse off. You know, what's wrong with that? It's not the rinsing off part.
What's the
It's
rinsing
just-
out?
Well, it's the grit. that
It's
bothers me.
exactly the grit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Charles. You need solid footing to drive it home. Oh, you want some of the good bourbon now?
Oh, I would love some. Thank you. You offering?
I will give you some of the good bourbon. But only a little. Oh, you think you
Stingy.
deserve more?
Stingy.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
Thank you.
Creator Spotlight is laughing over rinsing out. Yeah, you do. You have to rinse out after sex in the sand. My hand is wet now. I'm just gonna rub it off on this chair because that's classy.
That's fine.
That's what I do. I should probably pour myself some more too while I'm at it.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Solid footing, quote of the day winner. Yes. Cheers to that. Ugh.
Oh, Container Man says oil on the waterbed. Oh, yeah, and just slide right off the other
What does
end right
that
into the wall.
Get you. It gets you slippery.
Nothing wrong with the oil, but on a waterbed, that's all vinyl.
Yeah, you'll never clean that up off yourself or the bed.
Oh, I know. Oh boy.
So thinking about summertime, I think that also brings up the idea of something that I love, and that's a good barbecue. And there are lots of debates on where the best barbecue comes from. So I want to know your opinions. I want to know what you think the best barbecue is. Me personally, I love a good Alabama white sauce. Just that mayonnaise and vinegar and a little bit of heat to it. That's my favorite thing ever. But for me, what I do is I'll take I take Cajun blackening spice, I put it on my chicken, and then I use the Alabama sauce. Oof, so good.
I do love that, but you know what? I think it comes, at least for me, as a second to Kansas City barbecue.
Now tell me the distinction. What's the Kansas City?
Well, one, their sauce is more like a tomato-based sauce.
Okay.
Right? But also that they're famous for rib tips as their thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Kansas City has the rib tips, and you put that kind of pork alongside of that kind of sauce, and it's badass.
That does sound pretty fucking good.
Oh wait, we have a
Tyler's in Amarillo.
in Amarillo, Texas.
Mm.
See,
Amarillo by morning.
Well, there's Texas barbecue. There's East Coast barbecue.
I do love Texas
there's St.
barbecue.
Louis barbecue. There's, it's
See, for me, I like there to be a lot of flavor in my barbecue sauce. I want it to be spicy and flavorful, maybe a little smoky. I'm not a huge fan of ultra hot sauce.
not for barbecue.
Yeah, I need
No.
something it's just going to be
Like
kind
when
of
people
complex.
put that on wings and they go nuts, right? That's ridiculous. Now, Creator Spotlight says, I like the dry rub. Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
You got to start off with a good dry rub.
Well, I love a good brisket that's got a dry rub on it and then it's been smoked. Oh, brisket. Yum.
We got Container Man saying brown sugar, molasses, and honey.
Oh, good. Yeah, that just gives you such a great flavor right there.
Yeah, and Tarmac's right. Long Island really is known for their barbecue.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I hear that in songs. I read that in top 10 lists on Eater. I mean, absolutely.
Tarmac, we were talking about food, not barbecuing people. That's what they do in Long Island.
That's what I like to do. I like a good, haunch.
Well, when you go to the East Coast, I mean, when you're looking more southeast, because, South Carolina barbecue is pretty badass too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And North Carolina is kind of known for it as well, some places. But there's difference between the vinegar-based and the tomato-based.
See, me, I like the vinegar.
Yeah.
I love a good mustard.
A good mustard-based is good
barbecue
too.
sauce. Oh, fuck yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
Charles Ashworth says that that's a code. I can't tell. Code pork,
Yeah,
the best
code
sauce,
pork is the best
Carolina
sauce in
mustard
Carolina.
based.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. We haven't tried that one. We got to remember that one. Code pork, the best sauce that's mustard. Okay.
And Patrick Fulmer says Dreamland Ribs in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, Tuscaloosa.
That's not far from us.
No.
And Will says the best barbecue is made at home. So Will, I'm assuming you have a barbecue recipe. What's your secret ingredient?
And do you smoke? Do you smoke your meat? And that's not code.
And Elder says specialty sauces at gun shows, picked up a cool peach flavored at the last one. Ooh, peach flavored barbecue. Now that sounds good.
Well, it's a sweet element. I could see that working.
Oh,
real well.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of a slowly smoked piece of pork.
I know you are.
Like that thing could be in a smoker at like 50 degrees for a
I'll
month
tell you,
and a half, and I'd be happy.
a big believer in like tantric sex practices, but I'll tell you, that's the closest I've seen you get to achieving orgasm without actually coming.
Yes. Yes. A good smoked piece of meat.
Yum. Now I'm hungry.
I know. He says that's my fat fingers typing. Although code pork needs to be a thing.
It sounds like an FBI case. This is code pork. Code pork calling in.
Yeah. What was it that you meant to say instead of code? Code pork, the best sauce in Carolina mustard base. So obviously it wasn't code pork. What was it?
I painted my toes a very pretty shade of purple. Not that any of you people care, but I just noticed that.
Oh yeah, they don't give a shit.
No, I know they don't. But
Nor should they.
y'all, I think we've beaten the topic to death. So what do you say we call it a night? Now, before we let y'all go, a couple of reminders for you. First, next week, the topic of choice will be mistakes.
Mistakes? Oh my God, that could be a 3-hour show.
Yeah, so you want to be here.
Talking about this show in general.
I know, right? Is this show a mistake? I don't know. We'll get into that. So tune in next Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Also, make sure tomorrow, if you want, head on over to Compound Media for the morning show, which David, the producer, and I will be making a guest appearance on. And also,
Oh yeah, last Saturday on the virtual happy hour on my channel, we had John Anderson, the lead singer from the band Yes, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. He was just such a cool,
Super nice
guy, and had great stories and great insight into the whole Yes
and great
lineage. It was just amazing.
Great stories about the time when Yes came out and how the band toured with bands like The Who and The Faces. And he talks about the first time he saw the Beatles. And this was even before the Beatles were the Beatles. So just really cool rock and roll stories. And we have, if you watch to the end, we have a special guest that comes in for a moment. And it's such a sweet moment. You definitely got to check that out.
Yeah, another famous rocker we had join us at the very end to ask John a question, and I love that moment on the show.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
So that's on the David the Producer YouTube channel, which is the speakeasy of YouTube.
Which means no one knows about it.
It means all the cool kids know about it.
And we're going to have, in a couple of weeks, Fee Wable from the Tubes.
From the Tubes, yeah, absolutely. So cool things happen on that channel. You'll definitely want to check out David the Producer.
And
there's more.
There's more. And I am now doing a podcast with Swami from Malton in Montreal.
Well, you say that as though you're doing it. You are once a month guest.
It's his show.
Yeah, it's Swami's show.
Yeah, of course it is. But I'm on probably a lot of them. So that is happening. A new one's going to be out on Tuesday, tomorrow night. And that is The Uncomfortable Moment of Silence.
And yes, Mike Meyer and Tarmac, Fee Wable of the Tubes will be on. Yeah, we're going to have a blast talking to him.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for being here, y'all. Ginger and Will, you know I love you guys. Container Man, smooches to you. Jerry, of course, my favorite troublemaker. Charles Ashworth, Patrick Fulmer, Donner Pass, the Drone Kings in Darwin. Did we see them here? We may have.
Yeah, Drone Kings been here all the time.
Elder.
Tarmac,
of course. I know Rex Gunn was here earlier. I think he's still lurking, so thanks for being here. Jenny Marceth was here. Thank you so much for joining us. I know
we had Jimmy C.
Redneck was here. Elder, Zach Sanford,
Mike Meyer. I mean, there's a lot of tons of people. So thank you so much.
And the Whiskey Crusaders also. I saw y'all here earlier too. So cheers, y'all. And just as a reminder, I'm drinking Sugarfield straight bourbon whiskey. It's a Louisiana distillery. If you happen to see them, they are amazing. I'm going to sing their praises to the roof because this is a really superb aged bourbon. So if you happen to catch a bottle of it, totally pick it up. So there.
Happy Monday and cheers.
Have a great week, y'all. Cheers. You're still here? It's over.